That Shed Show is brought to you by
Shell Oil Company, who also bring you Super Shell gasoline for good mileage.
This is Rocket Control. Colonel John Shorty Powers reporting from the GM Proving Ground. And coming up fast is a rocket action car from Oldsmobile. The F-85 Cutlass. Let's take a minute and check one out. In the Cutlass, you navigate from contoured bucket seats in a sports car cabin. 3 transmissions available, from smooth jetaway drive like this to 4 on the floor. Engine, the 315 horsepower Cutlass V8. A great performer, this F-85 Cutlass. Check it out yourself at your Oldsmobile dealers. Where the action is, Oldsmobile, the rocket action car.
Hey, welcome to the Shed Show. I'm the Shed Man, your host. We're out here this morning looking at the old F-85 Oldsmobile. I did a video on this previously about me, more or less, when I got it in. And I've had it for a few days now. And we've got it in here in the ICU. I was able to get it running and took it for a drive, but it won't idle. And that was the thing that the owner, the guy I got it off of, said, last time I tried to drive it, it just wouldn't idle. So it had a few issues. I thought, well, maybe, a few vacuum lines that was messed up, and I worked around on those some, and that didn't help it. It'll start right up, man, and you think it's going to do good. It sets itself on the high idle, and as it comes off that, it's like, bah. But it runs good other than that. Or pretty good, It'll fool you. You'll think, man, this thing's going to idle, but it won't. I'm trying to get here where you can see the car. I mean, you can see it good enough. I'm going to take you a little tour around it here in a little bit, but right now I've currently got the carburetor off of it. I'll show you some pictures of that, and I've taken it apart. I didn't see any smoking guns in there. I didn't see any. I was hoping to see, so you always hope to see that jet right there is plugged up, but I took a little bit of just like silicone lubricant. What I do is take something like this and put the straw down in there in the jets, and just, I'm not trying to clean it out. I'm just trying to see if it's stopped up, or maybe you can use carb cleaner. But I like to use something with not much pressure to it. That way you just kind of say, yeah, and everything would seem to be working on that one. Maybe the gaskets were kind of dried out. I've got some of the stuff here I'm looking at. It might have been leaking a little bit. I don't know. If you fool around with this stuff much, you know what I'm talking about. Some of this stuff will just, you'll take a distributor or a carburetor apart, and it'll just look like terrible. How does this thing even run like this? It ran good like this. And then you'll have other ones that look good. You're like, I don't see anything wrong with this. Why don't this thing run? So it's one of them deals, but we're going to, when the kit comes in, we're going to put it back together and see what happens. It's got an old Rochester 4Jet. It's a 4GC, I believe they call them, cast iron base plate. And I have never fooled with one of those before, but it doesn't look too bad. Anyway, yeah, that's what we got in here. And I'm going to pick this thing, take this selfie stick down here, and take you a little walk around and show you what I've got done so far. Okay, we've done a little bit of cleaning on it. Put these headlight bezels back on here. Like I said, I got the carburetor off of it. Pressure washed and cleaned around underneath the hood here a little bit. And that's pretty neat. I guess this extra washer fluid to put over, the washer fluid's over in there. The brakes seem to work decent. I did take the brake drums off of it, and everything looks good. I packed the bearings in the front and all that good stuff. And another thing on the wheels, I've got a set of tires ordered. I'm going to put some 215/70 14s on here. Now these wheels that are on here, if someday a person wanted to switch over to disc brakes, you can't use these wheels. I do have another set of wheels that I took off of this car. I'm showing you right here, and I put these rally wheels on here. So, but the 14-inch wheels I took off this will accept disc brakes. So I'm going to put those tires on those wheels and put these on here. Keep the original wheels, but just in case me or somebody else might want to put disc brakes on it here someday. And here's using this selfie stick here. Got the inside cleaned up pretty good. It's all original. This selfie stick's pretty cool. Got the tack here. If I can get, that's not gonna work. Got a little light in here. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's see, wait a minute. Yeah. I guess I could have opened the door. It's all original. It's a pretty honest car. The carpet's not tore all to pieces in it. You know, you see the seats. The seats aren't wore out. They're just old. They're like me. I'm old and wore out. But let's see here. Door panels. You know, this is wore off here, or whatever's happened to it. Dash is in pretty good shape. I squirted some Armor All on there. We've seen the headliner. Headliner, the mice has been into it. Doors open and close good. Sitting here on jack stands now. Got some dents and dings. Just a little inspection. I like this. Got the trunk trim package here. Somebody ordered extra. It's got the jack and the spare. Looks like a pretty original spare from the era anyway. It's got the light here. This light works. I've got the battery unhooked right now. Probably the worst damage on this car is right back here. They backed into something or somebody hit something right there. So that's going to be a pretty big issue really to get straightened out, especially if you're not familiar. I've got this. This is not original to the car, but same color. Where somebody found that at, I don't know. The original one is right here. Let's see. See, it's broken. So I was looking at that. Don't know whether I'm going to tackle that or not. You got to watch it. You know, man's got to know his limitations. So I don't know if I get to messing with this, I might make it worse. You know, I'd rather get somebody who knows what they're doing for sure to say, let me go in there and see if I can do what I can do with this thing. But I don't know. Again, I've got this stuff apart. Sprayed a little bit, clean that stuff up, spray a little bit of primer on it. Just to keep it from rusting. Oh. We'll walk around. We've already seen this more or less, but clean, got a rust hole right here. Other than that, you know, it's got some rust on the bottom quarters and the bottom of the fenders. Let me see. Like it's right there. Well, that's it. The frame's good. Good solid. Good bones. I cleaned this stuff up and painted around. Put some rust proofing on it there a little bit. But chrome's decent, you know. But yeah, that's what I'm working on out here. And I'm out here right now. It is 5:30 in the morning. Oh, here's the stuff I put. I put something like this on this old stuff. You know, clean the rust up, put this stuff on here, and it just goes on clear, but it'll turn the rust black after it sits there for a while. Stops it from rusting any further. Stops the rust from advancing any further. Oh, I cleaned this top up here. It was filthy. Cleaned it up and waxed it. Just messing around. But anyway, again, it's 5:30 in the morning. I've been up since about 4:30 because Shed Man, you're a real go-getter. No, that's not what it is. I'm getting old, and anybody who's older is going to testify. You just can't sleep. I go to bed. I stayed up till about 10 o'clock last night. Went to bed. I was up at 4:30 in the morning. Wake up, can't sleep, and you're just laying there. Every bone in your body is hurting. Your knees, my back, and everything's hurting. I got to use the bathroom. You just get up, and that's it. You know, can't sleep. Wished I could. I'm not that much of a go-getter. Anybody that knows me knows that. I'm about lazy as I can be. But can't sleep, so get up, get out here rambling around. Looking this thing over. Let's see here. This trunk lid, pretty shape right here. Wham! There's a dent that coincides with this mess down here, see? And that's going to be hard to get to. Can you see? Yeah, there's a pretty good angle where you can see it. And so let's get in there and knock it out. Well, it's double walled up in here. no way to get in there to knock it out. So might have to get some, use a little bit of this activity right here to kind of warm it up and work it out. But again, I'm not the greatest body man in the world, and I don't want to make things worse. So, you know, if it's something I didn't give a hoot about, something that wasn't as original like this car is, then I would get in there and start beating and banging, you know, because it didn't make any difference. But you can do harm. You know, you can take something like that and get messing with it and make it worse for somebody, and send somebody to go behind you and try to do anything with it. Here's another dent, if you can, yeah, right here. Somebody's dropped something on the roof right here in this area and knocked that in, and it's hard to, if I can get, yeah, right there you can kind of see it. But that, you know, if the headliner's out of it, I think you can knock that out pretty good. It's got just a little dent right here. That could be knocked out pretty easy if you had the headliner out. But again, if you're not a great body man, don't be in there beating and banging on stuff. You can make it worse, and the person who can fix it has to go in behind you, and you've stretched the metal and, you know, made a mess out of it. It just makes it harder on them. But yeah, that's what this is all about. I'm gonna show you some pictures of the carburetor and this and that. And what in the world? But yep, that's what we got going on. What it's all about. We'll walk around this morning. Show you some other pictures. I've been underneath the car. Looks pretty good, pretty clean. The boards are clean. Floorboards and stuff are real clean. No rust or rot or anything. Just those little rust areas down low. And we're working on it. Hopefully, here before too long. Maybe this time next week, I'll have it running and driving good enough to take a video of actually out tooling around in there a little bit. So that's that. We'll see you next time, or maybe we'll continue this. I don't know. We'll see you next time.